but now they'll face a South Carolina team, one of their toughest road tests yet this season.
Well, one of the big key players tonight for South Carolina is going to be first baseman Ariana Rohde. The first-year Gamecocks hitting .378 on the season with 11 homers. But, Amanda, she's also paired her power this year with a presence on the base pass. The junior's got a 27-game on-base streak coming in tonight.
Yeah, the junior Charlotte transfer itching to see one sail over the fence. Had just 1 RBI in Baton Rouge after 4 RBIs last week against Clemson, thanks to that 3-run home run. Whether it's power or patience at the plate, Rohde stays determined to get on base. Top 6 in the nation in walks per game.
Well, tonight's list of long ball hitters doesn't stop with Rohde. You see, Ole Miss has over 100 extra base hits this season, and nearly 20% of them have come off the bat of Lexi Brady. She's also in the double-digit homer club this year with 12, including one this past weekend when the Rebels took the series against Missouri, where the catcher hit .429 to help Ole Miss take 2 out of 3. And in the midst, she also extended her hitting streak up to 10 games. Well, she'll be in the lineup tonight to work against South Carolina starter Sam Gress. The senior steps in to make her 8th start of the season, overall her 23rd outing. But, Amanda, this is a pitcher that's really been trending upwards as of late, according to Coach Chastain Woodard.
Yeah, like you said, her 8th start here this season, but she's been able to come in and close out games as well. She's got great command in the circle. She's got a lot of off-speed changeup that she can work in there when she finds the zone. She's been able to get the job done in big moments for this Gamecock team.
Gress coming off an outing at LSU where she made 2 appearances, total 9 innings, gave up just 3 hits while striking out 8 Tigers. Jaden Pone will lead things off for Ole Miss, senior left fielder, hitting .366 on the season. First pitch is high, and we are underway on this Friday night. A gorgeous, gorgeous evening in the capital city of Columbia, South Carolina. On a Hope Mills, North Carolina native. As Gress deals strike 1.
Great sign for Sam Gress to be able to work that zone already.
A player that's in her 2nd season with the Rebels. Spent her first 2 seasons at Longwood, but wherever she's been, Amanda, she's hit 245 career hits. 1-1, foul back. Gress, her first season at South Carolina. Came over with head coach Chastain Woodard from Charlotte. Those two were together in the AAC last year. Before that, Gress spending time at NC State. The 1-2 to Pones off the plate to even the count. Up and inside to run the count full. Identical overall marks this season. Both teams also hitting .322 on the year. About as even as it gets between these 2 teams, though Ole Miss does have 1 more SEC win than the Gamecocks do. Gress is 3-2. Line past the glove of Chansey into left field. Pone kicks off the weekend with a base hit.
It's a nice way for Pone to start the day for these Rebels. Seeing a lot of pitches, getting the feel for Gress as she was trying to work the zone, and she's able to set it in the opposite way to get on.
Puts 1 aboard for Lair Butte, the right fielder. One of the top hitters that Rebels have in their order. The lefty hitting .432 this season. She hit .429 last weekend at Missouri, where she connected on her 6th double of the year. Gress is 1-0, skied in the air to left field. Emily Vinson, just a few feet in front of the track, will make the grab for the first out of the ball game. South Carolina defensively this afternoon, same makeup that they've shown virtually every game this season. Vincent in left, Lelio in center, with Abigail Knight in right. Meanwhile, Chansey and Blankenship will anchor the left side of the infield, leaving Shelton and Rhodey to the right side with Winters behind the plate.
This fielding defense, second in the SEC. They don't make many mistakes.
Second in the SEC and third best in the country behind just Arkansas and UCLA. First toss to Aaliyah Benford's inside for ball one. Transferred two-way player from Baylor. She had a big weekend to help lift the Rebels past the Tigers. West battles back to even the count at one apiece. Gress, a six-year right-hander out of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Her fourth start in league play this year. 1-1 to Benford in the air right side. It falls in right field. Pone holds up at second to put two aboard here in the top of the first for Ole Miss.
Benford leads this team when it comes to hits. She's able to get up there, make contact, make something work out of that pitch. That ball popping up at the right spot in the outfield to reach.
Not too many freshmen hitting the cleanup spot in the SEC, but not too many players are like Percy Yamas. First pitch to the lefty, called a strike in the top half. A California kid who's hitting .378 on the season, even higher in league play, up closer to 400. Reigning SEC Freshman of the Week after she drove in a run with a home run against Missouri in game 2 of that series.
And what a start for Yamas, too. She started the season with 81 at-bats without a strikeout. She was able to get into rhythm pretty quickly here at Ole Miss.
She's had back-to-back multi-hit performances, totaling 11 on the year. Pone at second, Benford at first. The 0-2 from Gress drops low for ball one. Gress deals, it's fouled out of play. A top 30 recruit nationally. Came in as a two-way player. But she hasn't pitched any this year from the left side, just seen action in the field as a utility piece. Today she's at first base. 2 on, 1 down. As Gress strikes her out looking to put 2 away. First strikeout of the afternoon for the Gamecock right-hander, her 55th of the year.
Low and in the zone there as Gress is able to build up some confidence here, feeling that pressure from the base runners.
2 on, 2 down for Lexi Brady. A big power bat for the Rebels. First pitch, she takes a strike. But going back to that strikeout of Yuma, Amanda, you mentioned it. She was one of the toughest players in the country this season to strike out. Just the 3rd time all year in her 99th at bat. Oh, 1 from Gress, swing and a miss from Brady. A pair of base hits here in the top of the first for Ole Miss. Now they have 2 outs on the board, and Brady's down the count. 0-2. Gress looking to close out the frame. Popped into foul territory, and no one will be able to get to it as Brady battles for another pitch.
Gress up against these power hitters has done a nice job of giving herself a head start up in the count, finding that control.
Brady leading all players in conference play this year in the SEC. 522 in league play this year. Gress' 0-2. Sent back behind the screen and into the seats. Brady, her senior season out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Gress looking to strand a pair. Her 0-2 punch. Off speed, down in the dirt for ball one. Gress deals, it's foul back.
Brady was a big part of that Missouri series win for Ole Miss last weekend. She had back-to-back home runs, just solo shots there, but that was the fourth time she's had back-to-back home runs in a series.
She's got 12 on the year. That's top 30 in the country, and 6th most in the SEC. Pone at second, Benford at first. Both reached on base hits. Here's the 7th pitch of the at-bat. Found back on a hard swing from Brady.
She keeps getting a piece of it.
These two continuing to battle it out. You've got a 6th-year pitcher against a senior hitter. These two have seen plenty of action throughout their collegiate careers. We didn't see Sam Gress in South Carolina's win on Wednesday night over Wofford. The last time she was here at Beckham Field, she tossed 2 innings of scoreless action to take down the Clemson Tigers in a rivalry showdown. 2 on, 2 away. The 1-2. Hammer shot foul. Had the distance, just not the accuracy.
Brady pulling that one a little too far in.
About 30 feet to the right, and it would have been the 30th homer of the career for Brady.
Yeah, she's got 12, like we said, this season. The program record is 15, so gonna have to build up some more if she wants to get there. Wouldn't be surprised if she's able to clinch that this season.
Gress looking to get out of the jam, but Brady not making it easy. Off speed, gets the job done. Sam Gress will strand a pair here in the top of the 1st inning as she strikes out 2 Rebels. We're midway through the 1st. No score, with Ole Miss and South Carolina squaring off in a top 20 showdown. And the Gamecocks bats are coming up when we come back. We make our way to the bottom of the 1st inning here in Columbia. Ole Miss stranding 2 in the top of the frame. Sam Gress striking out a pair. Meanwhile, speaking of strikeouts, Ole Miss will send one of the nation's strikeout leaders into the circle to open up this Friday night matchup. Miley Wacheno stands in for Ole Miss. 144 punch-outs. That's the most in the SEC.
Yeah, and just a freshman, and she's able to have so much control in that zone. She's really great at spreading the ball around that zone, but she's got that rise ball that can hit you at different levels when it comes on over the plate. So look for that and the changeup that can get you out.
Just a freshman making a huge impact her first year in Oxford. Quincy Lelio leads things off for the Gamecocks. She starts ahead 1-0. Redshirt junior out in center field once again. She's got 10 of those 70 doubles this year for South Carolina. A player that's been so effective at the top of the South Carolina lineup, Amanda. Top 10 in the conference in hits and one of just 8 players in the league with at least 30 walks.
Yeah, top 26 in the nation with that on-base percentage. It comes in different ways with her.
Hitting .434 her first season in Columbia, transferring in after 3 years at Oklahoma. She was a part of 3 national championship squads. Wacheno's 2-1. He's off the outside corner for ball 3. A 2.12 ERA in north of 100 innings this year. She's held opponents to a sub-200 batting average against her during that time. Her 3-1 is letter high for ball 4. Lelio draws the leadoff walk to put one aboard for Carly Shelton, as Miley Wacheno is going to look to settle back down here in SEC play, Amanda. She got off to such a strong start this year, but so far, her 7 appearances in league play, she's got hit around a bit.
Yeah, I mean, she's made such a great impact on this Ole Miss team immediately, and that's something that, you know, Coach Traxel really wanted from her, to make an immediate impact, and she has the arm to do it.
First pitch to Shelton's called a strike. You know, for Wacheno, only 3 of her 23 outings this year has she given up more than 3 earned runs, but all 3 of those outings have been against conference foes. Oh, 1 to the second baseman. It's outside to even the count. Sophomore, Lexington, South Carolina native, just down the road from Columbia. 1-1, she lines it out of play. A familiar spot for Carly Shelton. She'd been camping here in Columbia since she was 9 years old. She committed when she was the 9th ranked player in the country. Enrolled a year early from Lexington High School. 1-2, sent back to the screen again. The SEC's co-leader in doubles this season with 13 to go along with 3 homers. Wacheno's 1-2 pitch is a changeup that Shelton sends into right. Backing up is Butte. She reels it in for the first out of the inning. Lelio heads back to first for Ariana Rhodey, soon to step up. Rebels outfield sees Butte in right, Malvin in center with Cohn in left. You got De Leon and Starr on the left side of the infield. Pickens and Yamas along the right, but Brady back behind the plate.
Ole Miss 12th in the SEC when it comes to that fielding percentage. They do really rely on their pitchers to strike out batters, as they can find themselves picking up a few errors.
1 out toss to Ariana Rhodey's called a strike in the top half. Skips in, Lelio takes off, throw down is not in time. Quincy Lelio steals her 5th bag of the season and moves into scoring position.
We saw that a lot in the midweek matchup against Wofford. Lelio able to take advantage, getting a great lead off and getting ready to take charge, putting the wheels on to get there.
Gamecocks don't steal a ton. They have the 2nd fewest successful steals in the SEC this season, just their 26th of the year in 34 attempts. Very selective and very strategic when it comes to taking off. 1 on, 1 down, and the 1-1 to Rhodey. Off the plate and up for ball 2. Ariana Rhodey's first season in Columbia has lived up to the hype. The reigning All-American, up to the number 2 first baseman in the country in the latest D1 softball power rankings.
Well, we touched on it earlier. She gets to base. She reaches in so many different ways. You knew when she started the season being a transfer, some people don't know where to put her on that scouting report, but now they've gotten a better idea of they don't want to let her get that slugging going. She's been able to pick up a few walks.
A career .339 hitter. Sees the count run full. She's driven in 6 runs in league play this year, 36 overall. Payoff pitch is upstairs for ball 4. A pair of Gamecocks on, both via walk. Bring up Ella Chansey.
Over 30 base on balls for Rhodey as she's been able to settle in that box, wait for the right pitch. Gets a free one.
She's drawn the 3rd most walks in the conference this year. 2 on, 1 out for Ella Chansey. Senior 3rd baseman nearly hits her and skips off the glove of Brady as Lilio takes 3rd. Rhodey follows suit, moving into 2nd. Gamecocks threatening here in the bottom of the 1st with their cleanup hitter at the plate. Oh, 1-0 pitch. Chansey takes a strike. Chansey, one of the 6 transfers from Charlotte that came over with head coach Ashley Chastain-Woodard. Line back to Acheno. The throw to 3rd is in time to double them up. Ole Miss gets out of the jam. South Carolina had 2 in scoring position with just 1 out, but a liner back to the circle gets the double play that Ole Miss needed to get out of the jam. After 1, still no score in this top 20 matchup. Jamie Traxel in her 5th season in Oxford. Experienced head coach, now in her 15th year as a head coach. Now she's taken 11 teams to the regionals, including Minnesota, the 2019 Women's College World Series.
Yeah, she's been able to do a lot with this program in a very fast amount of time. She also brought in a brand new group of assistant coaches this season, a different look for Ole Miss.
Rebels have made the postseason each year under her leadership as Mackenzie Pickens leads off the top of the 2nd. Sam Grass back in the circle after she struck out a pair to Strantu in the 1st. Pickens in her freshman season hitting .351. In the air right side, Rhodey retreats, and just on the trimmings of the right field grass, she makes the catch. Put 1 down. If you see the mask on Rhodey, no, she's not trying to get an early start on a Halloween costume. You have to go back a few weeks ago when South Carolina was opening up league play, and she and Brooke Blankenship collided on a infield fly. Blankenship being the Gamecock shortstop, and that forced Rhodey then to miss the next weekend's non-conference series against Texas Tech. And in her return, she's rocking the mask. So whether you go Batman, you can go Zorro, a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, whatever it is, Ariana Rhodey can rock it. Taylor Malvin at the plate, down 0-1. Now down 0-2. Junior from Johns Creek, Georgia. (0-2) fouled away to the left side. Slap hitter hitting .282 on the year. Also has some power to her. 3 doubles and a triple this season.
Yes, Sam.
Gress' 0-2, swung on and missed. 3 strikeouts this afternoon for Sam Gress, and that's 2 away in the top of the 2nd.
Grass just doing a really nice job of reading her batters. Coach Chastain-Woodard talks so much about matchups and being able to know who you're pitching to, and Grass taking advantage of the slap hitter right there, driving that one deep into the zone.
Brings up Angelina De Leon. Rebels third baseman. Stress opens up the at-bat with a strike. Another California native for Ole Miss. They've got 7 in total. It's the most of any of the states represented on their roster. They have 6 from Texas as a close second. De Leon hitting .246 on the year with 3 homers. She pops this one up left side. Chansey takes a few steps into foul territory to end the inning. 3 up, 3 down for Sam Gress. She's retired 5 in a row. We're midway through the second. To a couple NCAA regionals, but she's also matching up as she leads her alma mater against her former employer. Spent 2 seasons at Ole Miss as the pitching coach, where she met some good friends there and some friends that came over to South Carolina now 7 years later with her. You see Jody Davidson there to her right now as an assistant coach. Started out as a coordinator of operations with the Rebels back in 2018. Meanwhile, Katie Browder's the associate head coach for the Gamecocks and leads their offensive efforts. So 7 years later, Oxford to Columbia, here we are. Abigail Knight at the plate for the Gamecocks to lead off the bottom of the second. 5-hole hitter ahead 1-0. Beautiful night here at Beckham Field. Sunny skies and just a slight breeze rolling through. '85. April starting to feel a little like June. Knight in the air to left. Pone doesn't have to shuffle much. She makes the grab for the first out of the inning. One down for Lexi Winters, the Gamecock catcher. She was the AAC Defensive Player of the Year last year at Charlotte, but she's really taken a step forward offensively this season, hitting 100 points higher in the batting average than she was last year at Charlotte. And, you know, Coach Chastain Woodard told us, man, she just feels like Winters is a player that, well, one, they've nicknamed Winnie, but also, two, she feels like she's just more confident than she's ever been. And mentally, she's just in the best headspace she could be. Lines this one on the ground to short. Star to first in time, 2 down.
Well, Coach said that was due to a deep-rooted love for what she's doing and where she's doing it at. Chastain Woodard really telling us that she wanted women that were passionate about being a Gamecock and passionate about playing in Columbia, and Lexi Winters is one of those players.
Brings up Natalie Heath, redshirt junior DP. First pitch up and in. A player with 6 home runs this season. Someone who's finally healthy here at South Carolina. It's been her first 3 years in Columbia with just 6 at-bats total. With numerous knee injuries and surgeries, and man, it just seems fitting. You only get 6 at-bats due to injuries. Now you have 6 homers that you're fully healthy.
Coach Chastain Woodard telling us the reason for that success this year is just her want to grow and get better, her development while she's been here over the years. You could just tell it's a mindset for Natalie.
Fouls it back, strike 1. The SEC strikeout leader, Miley Wacheno, hadn't gotten a Gamecock to strike out yet today. She's held South Carolina hitless, but has walked a pair. 2-1, let her high. Wacheno, 12 wins on the season. 6th most in the SEC. And the count's full. Chano's payoff. Change-up pitch is ground to the third. De Leon makes the toss. The stretch from Yamas will end the inning. Chano sends the Gamecocks down in order, and we're still scoreless after 2.
Bree Hall, Madison Booker matchup again. If you know, you know. It's going to be a good one.
Gamecocks and Coach Dawn Staley going for their second straight national championship. Last year was the Revenge Tour. This year, they've coined it the Repeat Tour. Ryan Starr leads off the third for Ole Miss, the 9-hole hitting shortstop. Checks her swing. They'll go to first base umpire. Lyndon Baptiste, who says no. Chelsea Clark is our third base umpire, and Jacob Aggie is making the calls behind the plate tonight. The 1-0, foul back to the screen. Starr in her junior season, second year in Oxford. Started out as a freshman at Syracuse. She's a New York native, so stayed home initially before making the move to Mississippi. One toss, she lays a bunt over to Rhodey, turns and throws. Shelton had to turn and make the awkward grab, but she does it either way, one away.
It was a great play there by Rhodey, and then Shelton to be able to get to first in that rotation. Creep up on that bunt. I know Starr wanted that one to be a little bit lighter.
Turns over the lineup, back to Jaden Pone, who's got one of the 2 hits today for Ole Miss, and she's got another one herself. Up the middle to center field. A multi-hit day for Jaden Pone, her 8th of the year.
You hear that pop to the bat. That's just a hard hit ball there by Pone, shooting that one up through center field.
We told you early on, Jaden Pone just hits, closing in on 250 career hits. She's got 2 today. She stands at first with 1 out for Lair Butte. Foul back, strike 1. Butte 0 for 1 in this one. Fly out to left field her last time up. Transfer from Houston. Presses 0-1. Off speed, up the middle. Shelton flips to Blankenship. Over to first. They'll get the fielder's choice, but not the double play, as Butte will trade places with Pone. Second out in the books here in the top of the third to bring up Aaliyah Benford, the DP. She singled on a fly ball to shallow right. And now she skies this one up straightaway center field. Lelio is there to end the inning. The Rebels get a hit, but nothing more. We're midway through the third, still no score. Lelio moves over as an SEC to SEC transfer coming from Oklahoma. And then Emily Vinson, the Longwood transfer, will start this one in the on-deck circle. As Brooke Blankenship stands at the plate for South Carolina. She's not on that transfer list. In fact, she is one of just 3 Gamecocks returning from last year's squad. Her 3rd year in Columbia. First pitch to Blankenship is up.
Well, when you have 9 transfers like that, I think that's why you get preseason picked last in the SEC. So many question marks headed into this season for South Carolina, but a lot of them been proving people wrong so far this season.
Chano misses upstairs, ball 2. Blankenship tonight, starting her 155th game as a Gamecock. Spent her freshman season in 2022 at Florida State. She was on that transfers list a few years ago, but she has certainly been ingrained here in Columbia. That was one of the big parts that stuck out to Coach Ashley Chastain-Woodard when she arrived here in the summer. She said, look, you could see right away from the first time she met Brooke Blankenship that she loves being a Gamecock. She loves this place, and she was someone who wanted to stick around with the program, wanted to stay here under a new head coach, and was instrumental in trying to build this program up to be a winner. She was one who helped out in some recruiting visits over the summer, welcomed in some transfers that eventually became teammates. So Chastain-Woodard says Brooke Blankenship, her blood runs garnet and black through and through. She draws a 5-pitch walk to lead off the bottom of the third. Put one on for Emily Vincent. Miley Wacheno's third walk of the afternoon. We talk about South Carolina dipping into the transfer portal. Well, Ole Miss did much of the same as they stretched all across the country. You had Baylor in the mix. You had an SEC transfer and Star Ferguson coming over from Texas A&M and a couple of the top mid-major programs in the country.
And again, preseason 14th in the SEC. A lot of question marks with them. And just a really unique combination of players they have. You know, you have 8 true freshmen, 8 transfers, but then you have 11 seniors. It's a really cool dynamic for them that seems to be working positionally, offensively and defensively.
Pitching staff that has a 2.30 ERA this year and an offense that's hitting .322 on the year for the Rebels. Vincent down in the count, 0-2. Her trip through the transfer portal brought her back home. She's an Elgin, South Carolina kid, just about 30 minutes outside of Columbia. Wacheno's 0-2 is up at the eyes. Blankenship over at first. She reached on a walk a moment ago. Here's the 1-2 to Vincent. Upstairs, called strike 3. First base umpire Lyndon Baptiste giving the signal. First strikeout of the afternoon for Miley Wacheno in her 145th of the year.
Yeah, South Carolina doesn't want to see her get going because that's something that she's been doing at a very high level. Solidified herself 8th in the program already with single season strikeouts, over 140 and counting.
Top of the order for Lelio. First pitch off the plate. Lelio walked and stole a bag last time we saw her in the first inning. Showed bunt, took a strike. Oceanside, California native, formerly a top 5 player nationally in the 2021 recruiting class. One, grounded up the middle. Charging in is Pickens. They will have a play at second. Throw to first is in time. Bang, bang play over at first, and that brings head coach Ashley Chastain-Woodard out of the South Carolina dugout, potentially going to challenge this.
Yeah, no doubt it was a close call. Lelio picking up the pace, but it was a nice play defensively.
Here's our
by
crew
Pickens.
chief, Chelsea Clark.
The ruling on the field is out at first base. South Carolina is challenging that ruling. The play is under further review.
First challenge of the afternoon. This video is now being sent to the SEC Video Review Center. We take a look at it. Blankenship avoided the interference. First base coach Zach Parsons said right away, safe. Here's going to be our best look, potentially.
Ooh.
This may get overturned, Amanda.
Wow. Great call by Chastain Woodard.
All looks to be clearly out of the glove on that last replay. Looks like a decision's been made down in Birmingham. It's the first challenge from either team here in this one.
After review, the runner is safe. The call has been changed. This is South Carolina's first challenge.
Instead of 1 on with 1 out, the Gamecocks have 2 aboard. For Carly Shelton, one of their top power bats this season.
Yeah, this could be a real game-changing call here down the stretch, giving South Carolina an opportunity to keep pushing through their lineup.
Blankenship at second, Lelio at first. 1 out pitch to Shelton, sent in the air to left, Pone under it. The second out of the inning. Scoring threat still on for the Gamecocks. They have one of the country's home run leaders at the plate, in Ariana Rhodey. She's got 11 on the season. Two on, 2 down. She fouls it back. Make sure you stick around with us in the top of the 4th. Head coach Jamie Traxel will be joining us. Talk about her team's performance thus far. Certainly she'll be hoping that Miley Wacheno will continue to hold South Carolina scoreless through 3 innings. She has to get through Ariana Rhodey if she wants to do it. 0-1 pitch, out and down. Rhodey, one of 3 walks tonight, dealt by Wacheno. Second most in a single game this year from the freshman righty. She deals strike 2 on the inside corner. The Gamecocks trying to avoid stranding 2. Rhodey battles for another pitch.
Wacheno finding her rhythm here. Doesn't want to give Rhodey anything too easy.
Blankenship at second. She was walked to begin the inning. Julio singled. She's still at first. The 1-2 up at the eyes. South Carolina with runners in scoring position this season, hitting close to 350. Two-two, swing and a miss from Rhodey. The throw to first ends the inning. Miley Wacheno will strand 2 as she has held South Carolina scoreless through 3. Gamecocks 3-1, but the Rebels, with those 3 hits, have stranded 3 base runners against South Carolina starter Sam Gress. As 4, 5, 6 in the Rebel order will take swings. It's led off by Perry Yamas, talented freshman first baseman. He's 0 for 1 this afternoon. 1 of 3 to strike out against Gress. Sitting close to 400 in league play this year. As Gress deals the 0-1 pitch, and ahead in the count, 0-2.
Gress already with 3 strikeouts today so far has helped this South Carolina defense be able to strand 3 Ole Miss batters already.
Gress fires her 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Perry Yamas had struck out just 2 times all season. Gress has struck her out twice in 2 at-bats tonight.
As a pitcher, I'm sure that's something that you look forward to, right? Seeing a batter that's tough to strike out or someone who hasn't struck out in a while. It's challenge accepted by Sam Gress.
Fourth punch out of the night for the 6-year right-hander for South Carolina. Now she'll work against Lexi Brady, Rebels catcher, who, although she struck out looking back in the first, she battled Gress nearly a 10-pitch at-bat before it was all said and done. 1-out toss, foul territory left side, sneaks over the railing and into the seats. Foul ball landing awfully close to the Gamecock head football coach, Shane Beamer, here in action tonight. The 0-1 pitch is inside to even the count.
Well, Coach Chastain Woodard said that Shane Beamer has been such a great supporter for her and the team ever since she stepped foot on campus, FaceTiming them after big wins in Baton Rouge. Great connection to have here in Columbia.
The 1-1 to Brady. Skips in, ball 2. Yeah, if you missed it over on Gamecock softball social media channels, on the bus ride from the stadium to the airport down in Louisiana after the Gamecocks got their first series win at LSU since 1997, the team was getting after Coach Chastain Woodard, saying, you know, maybe we can FaceTime Coach Beamer. He had sent out on Twitter a congratulatory message to the team as Brady flies out to center. You think maybe he's on his phone. Maybe, you know, obviously he was watching because he was tweeting about us. Maybe we could try FaceTiming. And Coach Chastain said, I'm not sure if he'll answer. You know, he's a busy guy. They're getting ready for a spring game here in just a couple weeks. But sure enough, Coach Beamer picked up and the bus went wild.
Coach saying the girls just lost it. It's just so cool to see that support. And that's when you know you have a group of women who really enjoy being a Gamecock.
A Beamer chant broke out on the bus ride to the Baton Rouge airport. Strike 1 called on the inside corner to Mackenzie Pickens. The freshman who was 0 for 1 today popped up to Rhodey at first, back in the 2nd inning. Presses 0-1, sent in the air. Winner steps up, skips off her glove, and Pickens will reach safely. Goes down as a base hit. 4th of the day for the Rebels.
Yeah, Winners and Gress crossing paths. Winners calls Gress off, though, says she's got it, trying to move in that catcher's gear and look up through that helmet, and just misses the ball off the mitt.
That brings out head coach Ashley Chastain Woodard from the South Carolina dugout, her first circle conversation of the day. Here in the top of the 4th. We'll speak with Coach to lead off the bottom half of this frame. Just as Coach Traxel did here in the top half of the she'll surely like to talk after a scoreless inning. Gress now at 50 pitches this afternoon. Her 23rd appearance of the year. It's the 8th most in the SEC this season. And a catcher she's got a lot of chemistry and confidence in. She and Lexi Winters together last season at Charlotte. Pinch hitter at the plate for Ole Miss in this spot is Ashton Lansdale. The 2-out pitch, she attacks in the air, right side. Shelton steps up and makes the grab right on the line to end the inning. Sam Gress has stranded 4 Rebels. We're midway through the 4th, still no score. Ella Chansey will lead things off for the Gamecocks. She's their cleanup hitter. someone who has played every one of her collegiate games for Coach Chastain Woodard. All 209 of them, counting tonight. Chancey, her senior season out of Athens, Georgia. Came over after 3 years at Charlotte. First pitch from Wacheno here in the fourth is called a strike. Chancey 0 for 1 this afternoon. Lined into a double play to end the first. Went right back to the glove of Wacheno, who then turned and threw out a runner at third. 0-1 turns into 0-2 with a spot on the inside corner.
Wacheno has a great voice in her head when it comes to these pitching calls. Their pitching coach, Nancy Evans, and she holds the NCAA record with a 939 career winning percentage, 124-8, only lost 8 games.
Three-time national champion in Arizona and former national player of the year for the Wildcats. Her first season as the Ole Miss pitching coach. Oh, 0-2 pitch, Chancey fouls it away. South Carolina's put the leadoff batter on in 2 of their 3 frames tonight. South Carolina stranded 3 thus far, including Brooke Blankenship in scoring position. Last time out in the third. 0-2, Chancey off the hands. It goes back. She continues to battle here on 2 strikes. Chancey, a player too, man, that really hugs the inside of that batter's box. Those toes are nearly up on the plate. Cole, strike 3 as Wacheno paints the outside corner. First strikeout of the frame and third of the day for the freshman righty.
Talk about command in the circle. She's been able to find her footing as this game continues, kind of drawing and inducing some more fly outs and ground outs to start, but now she's able to find that zone, find her confidence, setting them down.
Miley Wacheno with her best start in SEC play this year to this point. She misses outside to Abigail Knight. A 6th-year outfielder from Robbinsville, North Carolina. Reach base and 10 straight coming in. Flew out to left field back in the 2nd inning. That was the first time we saw her. An all-region selection last year. Third stop in her collegiate journey. She's ahead 3-0 in the count. Spent 4 years at Boston College, though she missed all of the 2021 season with injury. Then last year played for Coach Chastain Woodard at Charlotte. Wacheno deals a strike. A California native, among the top 50 recruits in the country this past recruiting cycle. Knight fouls it away, run the count full.
Yeah, it didn't take the freshman long to get settled in at Ole Miss. She smashed a single game strikeout record, 19 Ks against Southern Miss. That record previously was 16 strikeouts. So she kind of set the tone early as a freshman here for the Rebels, something that Coach Traxel wanted out of her.
Yeah, that was back on February 13th. Knight grounds it to short. Starr is there, 2 away. Bottom of the 4th, no score with Ole Miss and South Carolina. The Rebels, after Senior pinch hit. In the top of the frame, Ashton Lansdale takes over out in center. Senior season at Ole Miss. Transferred in from Florida International. 2-out toss to Lexi Winters is down and in, ball one. Gamecock catcher grounded out to short. Last time up in the second. Called a strike on the inside corner. A strikeout and a ground out this frame from Wachenio. As Winters lines that one foul down the third baseline. Wachenio's held the Gamecocks to just one hit tonight. Not an easy feat against a team that came in averaging close to 7 runs a game. Not to mention 6th in the country with 70 doubles this year. Wachenio's 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Miley Wachenio has struck out 4 this afternoon and retired 5 in a row. After 4, no score in this top 20 matchup.
I mean, pregame, we're talking about the power hitting, right? Getting excited for these big bats that like to get those extra base hits. But these pitchers have been elite all season, and now they're going up against other big bats. And Sam Gress has been stepping up in the moment. And then the freshman for Ole Miss, Wachenio, has done the same.
Gress, 4 strikeouts, no walks through her 4 innings tonight. Angelina De Leon leads it off for the Rebels. Freshman third baseman. There's a strike in the top half. Actually, check that. We've got a pinch hitter here, Amanda. It's Rachel Connors, freshman from Chandler, Arizona. Just her 6th appearance of the year and just her 7th at bat. 0-1 off the plate, even the count.
Coach Traxel trying to get a different look here. Give Gress someone new to look at.
We saw Connors in game 3 of the Missouri series that ended on Monday due to weather. But her appearance on Monday, that was the first time we had seen her since March the 14th. Really 3 full weeks. 1-1 pitch, called a strike. Gress's 1-2 offering to the lefties off the plate. Even the count. Two, over the low, counts 4. Sam Gress has been effective to both lefties and righties this season. Not too much difference in the splits. Lefties, like Connors, hitting .236 versus righties at .248. Her payoff off the plate, ball 4. First free pass dealt tonight for Sam Gress. Tried to attack the outside corner. Instead, the Rebels' leadoff batter is aboard. And in this scoreless affair, represents the go-ahead run.
Yeah, Gress was kind of dancing along that bottom of the zone. Couldn't pop it up high enough and lets her runner go.
Now we see Tinley Grisham step out of the Ole Miss dugout for the first time tonight. Sophomore from Philadelphia, Mississippi. Brings up Ryan Starr, the 9-hole hitter. She shows bunt, pops it back to the screen for strike 1. She tried to lay down a bunt her last time up back in the third. Went down the first baseline. Ariana Rhodey charged in, turned around, and Shelton, the second baseman, covered the bag for the out. 0-1. This one goes up the middle. Chansey steps up from third to make the play. Meanwhile, Grisham advances into scoring position.
That defense, just a well-oiled machine. No collision there. A nice cross. Good communication to get the out at first.
The Rebels have the go-ahead run in scoring position with the top of their order at the plate. Jayden Pohm standing in. Third time today. First 2 trips successful. Pair of base hits. Right on left and the 1-out pitch. Off speed up. Ball 1.
Your Honor, JP, let's go.
Pohm led the team last season, both batting average and hits. Hitting .381 this year with 32 in her senior season. Grisham, the pinch runner, is at second base with 1 out for Jayden Pohm. And the 1-1. Off the plate and low, ball 2. Second time today that Ole Miss has had a runner in scoring position. They stranded a pair back in the first inning. 2-1, back out of play.
Both teams have been able to sprinkle some base runners on, but obviously the defenses have done a nice job of stranding those runners. Ole Miss looking to change that trend.
Yeah, Ole Miss has left 4 tonight. South Carolina stranding 3 Gamecocks. With Grisham at second, Gress is 2-2. Pohm sends it up and up into the seats. Ole Miss threatening here in the top of the 5th of a scoreless ball game. Gress is off speed, gets the swing and miss. Sam Gress, 5 punch-outs. And she's 2/3 of the way through her 5th inning of the night.
What a beautiful changeup right there. A little off speed for you. A swing and a miss for Ole Miss as Sam Gress locks back in. Out number 2.
You can tell the hesitation and awkward swing there from Pohm. And she committed to the swing late. Still a runner at second, though, and the scoring threat certainly is not diminished any when you've got a batter like Claire Boutte at the plate. Numbers this season speak for themselves. That 1 homer pairs well with 6 doubles and a triple. The senior outfielder.
Yeah, she leads this team on on-base percentage. She likes to advance.
She's 0 for 2 tonight. Fly out and a fielder's choice in her 2 trips to the plate. A runner at second with 2 outs. Boutte fouls it back, strike 1. Boutte's homer came back in the Rebels' first conference series of the season when they took 2 out of 3 games against then top 10 Arkansas. Gress steals a strike on the outside edge. Tinley Grisham at second. She came in as a pinch runner for Angelina Leon, rather Rachel Connors, a pinch hitter. Advanced to second on the sac bunt from Ryan Starr. And after Jaden Pone struck out, it's up to Butte to extend the inning. The 2-2 from Gress. In the air, left side. Vincent racing into foul territory up against the fence. She stretches just out of her reach. The former Gold Glove winner has made a ton of really, really great grabs this year, man. And just need, like she just showed there with her hands, just a few more inches there of grass space to get over.
Yeah, especially, we got this runner in scoring position right now. They really want to close out this frame. Vincent knowing that could have sealed it.
Another chance for Butte. She's driven in 14 this year. Gress is 2-2. Grounded back to her on a hop. She makes the throw to end the inning. Sam Gress has stranded 5 Rebels through 5 innings tonight. That's thanks in part to 5 strikeouts for the 6th-year righty. Still no score with Ole Miss and South Carolina in a good old-fashioned pitcher's duel to open up this SEC series. Still no score with Ole Miss and South Carolina in this pitcher's duel matchup. Sam Gress taking care of business for South Carolina in the circle. She has stranded 5 Rebels through 5 innings tonight with 5 strikeouts to her credit. But not to be outdone, Miley Wachenio has done much of the same work in the circle for Ole Miss. The freshman righty tonight holding South Carolina just 1 hit thus far, 4 punch-outs. Natalie Heath, Gamecock DP, will lead it off. She takes a pitch inside for ball 1. That one skips in. Heat's ahead 2-0. Wachenio has kept the Gamecock bats at bay. Like I said, just 1 hit, but she has walked 3 tonight. 1 shy of tying her season high in free passes. And now she's down in the count to Heath. 3-0. Wachenio deals, up and in, ball 4. 4th walk of the night for the Ole Miss freshman. And Amanda, we had touched on it a little bit earlier, but for Wachenio in non-league games this year, the strikeout to walk ratio is up above 5. But in conference play, it's down to 1.6. And here tonight, it's even, 4 walks to 4 punch-outs.
Yeah, she's really trying to work her way around these power bats. You have someone like Natalie Heath that can shoot this one past the fence easily. And so far, Ole Miss's defense has done a nice job of being able to strand those runners, being able to pick up balls. So Wachenio relying on her fielding to, even though there's a base runner, they've been able to handle pressure.
Gamecocks will put some speed on the base pass, and freshman Chloe Lackey, player that Coach Ashley Chastain would have called a great base runner. Someone who always makes the right read. Meanwhile, Bert Blankenship's at the plate for the Gamecocks. Senior shortstop takes strike 1. She drew one of those 4 walks back in the 3rd inning from Wachenio. 0-1, Blankenship pops a bunt up into the glove of Yamas. The throw will not be made to first as Lackey gets back in time. Gamecocks unsuccessful at advancing the runner and puts 1 away.
Yama's doing a great job of reading that one and pushing up on the infield to be ready to catch that. We talk about her ability behind the plate, but defensively, she cleans it up.
Recognizing this is a big moment in tonight's matchup where base runners have not come in high numbers for South Carolina. Coach Ashley Chastain Woodard trying to put some power at the plate. She sends freshman Maya Flynn up, hoping she can have some of the same magic that she did last weekend down in Baton Rouge. Hitting her first career home run helped seal the series win against LSU. Hitting .308 so far in her freshman season, 4 for 13 in limited opportunities. Player the coaching staff really sees a lot of potential in. She rips the 1-0 pitch high out of play. And you see the power on display. She sends that one to the left side. A couple weeks back in South Carolina's series win over the top 15 Texas Tech, well, Flint went opposite way with a double down the right field line. One pitch. The off speed gets the swing and miss for strike 2.
Yeah, Coach Chastain Woodard talked about Maya Flint's God-given power is how she phrased it, saying that they've seen her do that through practice, through fall ball. They were happy to see her get that big home run in Baton Rouge, build some confidence, hoping to see that again.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Lackey takes off for second. Throw will not get there in time. Chenio gets the second out of the inning, but now she has to work around a runner at second base.
Chenio doing a great job here down the stretch. Each inning, she seems to get better, more comfortable in the circle, being able to put up big Ks against the big bats.
5th strikeout of the night for Miley Chenio. Now our umpires will counsel up and see exactly what the conversation's about.
The ruling on the field is that the runner at first base did not leave early on the pitch. Ole Miss is challenging that ruling. The play is under further review.
Have to see if Lackey got an early jump as she swiped her first bag of the year. It's the first challenge of the night for Ole Miss. If so, if successful, and they overturn it, then it would end the inning. Keep in mind the ball has to completely be out of the hand of Chenio. Man, based on that look, not so sure that it is.
Yeah, this is the second challenge of this ball game. First one was overturned. This one looks like it'll be the same.
Good look at it there. Freshman doing all she could, try to get in motion for what was set up to be a hit and run for South Carolina's. Flint, though, couldn't connect and struck out. We're here in the bottom of the 5th, trying to decide on video review if Chloe Lackey, freshman for South Carolina, left first base early. Ole Miss challenged. And here's our crew chief, Chelsea Clark, communicating with the SEC video offices down in Birmingham. If successful, the inning's over. If it's not overturned, then South Carolina have a runner in scoring position for the top of their order, and Quincy Lelio. Here's our answer.
After review, the ruling is that the runner did leave early, out.
And that's the case, so that is the end of the inning. After 5, still no score with Ole Miss in South Carolina. Ball clubs, and the numbers reflected that. But I think we might have offended Sam Gress in South Carolina and Milo Chenio and Ole Miss to say, hey, you know, these pitchers are pretty good too.
Yeah, it's really come down to a pitcher's duel. Obviously, you can see that by our 0-0 score, but the defenses have done a nice job of controlling these power batters, pitching around them, even allowing some walks here and there, but cleaning things up throughout each lineup. And Sam Gress here getting called to action a little sooner than the Gamecocks wanted after that call.
Both starters tonight have 5 strikeouts through 5 innings of work. Aaliyah Benford, the senior Texas native, will lead off the frame. She takes a strike on the upper inside corner. A single back in the first, and a fly out to center field in the third. A two-time All-Region and All-Big 12 honoree at Baylor. A one pitch, sent back to the screen, 0-2. Sam Grass has worked around some jams here tonight, and it started early. I mentioned Benford's single back in the first. That was the second hit of the first inning for Ole Miss. They had 2 on with just 1 out, but Grass struck out the next 2 batters she faced to get out of that inning. And since then, over the last 4 frames, she's held the Rebels to just 2 hits and allowed just 1 walk tonight.
Yeah, Sam Grass is so great in big moments, so good with handling pressure. And you think about those big moments, that's all South Carolina has faced. This is their 6th straight top or, nationally ranked opponent that they've been facing. All they know is big moments.
Life in the SEC. 1-2 pitch, grounded foul to the left side. Grass now at 75 pitches tonight. She's been awfully effective. You see there are 54 strikes. Jory Hurd, though, warming up in the South Carolina bullpen, part of the Gamecocks' 1-2 punch. Benford pops it up, but back behind home plate and foul. She continues to battle here on 2 strikes. Benford came into this one hitting .323 in SEC play this year. Senator hit streak to 5 with that single earlier on tonight. Off speed, drives this one right side, ranging on it is Knight. It falls a foot into foul territory, and well, it looked like Abigail Knight was just a foot behind it too.
Knight putting on the Jets, trying to get the first out of this inning.
Defensively, the Gamecocks set standard. The 7th pitch of the at-bat to Benford, low and in. Grass is 2-2. Fouled off. Look out, Percy Yamas. And the own text are going to duck out of the way of it a bit. She's all smiles, though, as it missed her. Not sure it would have been the same result had it not missed her.
Well, Benford's trying to reach and get a piece of this pitch.
An awfully close swing here. Just ducking out of the way of it. Grounded left side, Blankenship, backhands, throws. Are you kidding me? Brooke Blankenship making it look easy. The senior shortstop puts one away here in the top of the 6th.
Oh my goodness, the shortstop coming up big. A 1-2 step hop, throwing it up there, right on target.
Incredible. Leadoff batter is retired to bring up Yamas. She takes strike 1 on the outside corner. Yamas 0 for 2 tonight. Drives this one to left. Vincent can't come up with a clean catch. Tried to haul it in on a slide. And Percy Yamas reaches for the first time tonight.
Ball just hits the top of the mitt there, bounces up. Vincent unable to get under it. Allows a runner to get on. Taylor Strain coming in as the pinch runner. Another Baylor transfer.
Yamas gets the single. 5th hit of the night for the Rebels. Strain, her senior season now. She'll occupy first. And as Lexi Brady stands in, the Gamecocks have put on a defensive shift, but
in there doesn't need just the one ace, doesn't want to have to rely on one pitcher. They like multiple options, and they've started to open that up a lot more this season.
1 on, 1 out for Lexi Brady. First pitch inside for a ball. Oh for 2 tonight. Strikeout and a fly out. (1-0) left side. Blankenship backs up and makes the grab for the second out of the inning.
You just don't want to put that ball anywhere near Brooke Blankenship. She just cleans it up. We saw that amazing catch she had earlier, and now she's able to pick up another put out.
She can make the throws, and she can cover a lot of ground. South Carolina tonight taking on Ole Miss to open up a 3-game set. A runner at first with 2 outs. Pickens drives up the middle for a base hit. Second single of the frame for the Rebels. And now they have the go-ahead run in scoring position.
This looks a lot like what we saw in that first frame. They were able to get 2 on, but Sam Gress was able to close it out with a K. See if she's up for the challenge this time.
Two on for Ashton Lansdale. Second at bat of the night. Attacks the first pitch into right. Knight is there to end the inning. Sam Gress continues her stellar start. She's held Ole Miss scoreless midway through the 6th.
Knew it'd be tough. She knows about the SEC. We talked about her experience at Ole Miss. She knew what this conference had, and her transfers, her recruits, they've all been able to step up to the challenge in this league.
Speaking of transfers, one will lead off the 6th. The top of the order, Quincy Lelio at the plate for South Carolina. Exactly the part of the order that the Gamecocks want in this spot. But they haven't found much success at all tonight against Miley Wachenio for Ole Miss. Just 1 hit, but it was off the bat of Lelio, her last time up in the 3rd. She's reached twice tonight, also with a walk. Gamecocks tonight hitting sub 100 against the freshman righty. 2-0 pitch, she's off the plate, ball 3. The 3-0 pitch to Lelio is ladder high for ball 4. Fifth walk of the night for Miley Wachenio. That's a season high for the freshman. And it's dangerous in this spot, Amanda. You're this late in a ball game. No runs have scored. Gamecocks at the top of the order due up in the frame. Lelio does what she has all season long. Let's find a way on base. She works a walk to bring up Carly Shelton. First offering, called a strike in the top of the zone.
When we talked to Coach Traxel about Wachenio and about what we're seeing from this freshman pitcher, she's like, yeah, you know, she's got a lot of tricks in her bag that we're seeing, but she's able to...
Shelton the liner to left. Up over the glove of De Leon, as Lelio will hold up at second. And the Gamecocks may have something working here in the bottom of the 6th.
Talking about the freshman being able to control herself in that circle, but the Gamecocks able to respond now, finding their own rhythm in the box against this strikeout pitcher. And it's Shelton that gets things going.
A hard hit ball opposite way for the sophomore second baseman. Her first hit of the night. The Gamecocks trying to create some momentum and jump ahead here late in this SEC series opener.
They're at a great spot in their lineup to do so as they were able to kind of restart in this inning.
They've got their All-American first baseman at the plate, Ariana Rohde. The junior, a walk and a strikeout tonight, as Wachenio starts off the at-bat with a strike on the inside edge. Rohde, 11 homers this season. 9th best slugging percentage in the SEC as well. Lelio at second, Shelton at first. No outs for the Gamecocks. Off the plates, ball 2. Rohde hitting close to 400 in scoring opportunities, and she lifts this one to left field, but caught on the run by Pone. First out of the inning, brings up Ella Chansey. Chansey 0 for 2 tonight. What an opportunity to get your first hit as Wachenio deals high. So just joining us, Lelio stands at second. She reached on a walk to begin the inning. Shelton followed that up with a single to left. 1-0 to Chansey, fouled off. A two-time all-conference selection at Charlotte. She's driven in 25 runs this year for the Gamecocks. She takes the off speed for strike 2.
Wachenio doing a great job here, feeling that pressure with the base runners, knowing it's late in the game, trying to get the job done across the plate.
Wachenio's 1-2 pitch. Chansey opposite way. It falls in right field. Lelio center around third. Butte's throw is in time. Blair Butte with a rocket to the plate. Keeps South Carolina off the scoreboard.
A big put out here by Butte. Able to pick that one up. It drops right in front of her, but she stays on the move, launches it to her catcher, who's ready to make the tag. Lexi Brady with the tag.
Terrific tag from the senior catcher. Just as Lelio stuck that left hand out to try and sneak it in, that's exactly where Brady caught the glove. Well, Amanda, you've got 2 outs in the inning, but on the throw, Carly Shelton got around to third. So certainly still a scoring opportunity here for South Carolina. And after coming into the inning with just 1 base hit all night, the Gamecocks now have 2 here in the 6th. After a circle conversation, Wachenio stays in this ball game, trying to keep us at a scoreless affair. Abigail Knight at the plate for the Gamecocks. 6-year right fielder. 0 for 2 tonight. She attacks the first pitch sends it out of play. Knight with 9 doubles, 2 homers this year. She's down in the count, 0-2 with the call in the top of the zone. Player with over 200 career games and north of 180 hits. 0-2's outside for ball 1. Also to note there, Ella Chansey did it advance into second, so the Gamecocks have 2 in scoring position here. The Rebels didn't look to throw because they didn't want to give Carly Shelton a chance to take off from third to the plate. 2 on, 2 down. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Miley Wachenio strands a pair in scoring position. And after 6 frames tonight, we remain scoreless, with 20th ranked Ole Miss and 9th ranked South Carolina squaring off to open up a 3-game set. If you love a good old-fashioned pitcher's duel, you found the spot here tonight. No runs given up on either side between Ole Miss and South Carolina as the Rebels look to win back-to-back SEC series. They took 2 out of 3 from Missouri this past weekend. But Amanda, it would be their 2nd conference win of the year against a top 10 team.
Yeah, we talked about this Southeastern Conference slate and how every team is ranked in that top 25.
De Leon up the middle. Shelton's there for the first out of the 7th.
And it doesn't get easier as you go either. Ole Miss starting the stretch of 9 games versus current top 10 teams, and then 15 of the remaining 16 games are against ranked opponents.
Just life in the SEC.
Yep.
You can say SEC in the top 25, or the SEC is the top 25 with so many teams in the rankings each and every week.
Yeah, so it's so interesting when you have a stat, or a lot of these players have, their top 6, in the nation in a certain stat, but they're still 5th in the SEC because the national leaders are all from this conference, it seems like.
A pinch hitter here for the Rebels. It's Taylor Roman. She's hitting .300 in league play this year. 3 for 10 at the plate. And check swing call. Goes down as a strike from the first base umpire, Lyndon Baptiste. But Roman in her 6 games in league play, she's hit a pair of doubles. Big chance here for the Louisiana transfer. 0-1 from Gress. Swing and a miss. Next toss will be number 90 tonight from the 6th-year right-hander. We'll wait a moment as she calls Lexi Winters out for a quick conversation. But also that brings out the athletic training staff for South Carolina. We'll talk here with Gress. Sam Gress tonight, through 6 1/3, has allowed just 6 hits to the Rebels. Dealt just 1 walk while striking out 5.
Smiles from the trainer, good sign.
Sam Gress gives them the all clear. She says, I'm good to go. She is looking to send this one to the bottom half of the 7th inning. Take a look at it. Certainly some fatigue starting to set in for Gress, who's gave it her all here tonight. Worked out in multiple high leverage situations. A 0-2 to Roman, low and in. 1-2's foul back. Roman out of Missouri City, Texas. Spent 3 years at Louisiana. For the Raging Cajuns, one of the top teams in the Sun Belt. 1-2, she continues to battle. Amanda, you can't say enough about the job Sam Gress has done here tonight for South Carolina. Followed up a stellar outing last weekend at LSU. Had 8 strikeouts in 9 innings against the Tigers. Helped South Carolina secure that series win. Her 1-2 is swung on and missed. 6 strikeouts tonight for Sam Gress. She puts 2 down here in the top of the 7th.
Well, Coach Chastain Woodard said that she loved the command that Sam Gress has shown in the circle this evening, and that command comes with a little flair this time, a big celebration. Sam Gress battling through that fatigue. Long night for the pitcher.
Brings us to the top of the Ole Miss lineup, and Jaden Pone is 2 for 3 tonight. Fouls this one away for strike 1. One offering. Called strike 2. And the 0-2 toss from Gress is high. Sees it outside to even the count. A 2-2 swing and a miss, strike 3. Sam Gress, 7 strikeouts in 7 innings tonight. What a big performance from the Gamecock right-hander. She sends us to the bottom half, still scoreless, with Ole Miss and South Carolina squaring off in a top 20 showdown. Rally towels swinging, sandstorm playing as we head to the bottom of the 7th tonight in Columbia. Sam Gress has done all she can tonight for the Gamecocks. 7 strikeouts, and she has held the 20th ranked team in the country scoreless through 7 frames. Now she's hoping her offense can finally break through. South Carolina's had 3 hits tonight and stranded 5 runners, but hoping that maybe a rally chicken with some, well, like Mardi Gras beads from their trip to LSU last weekend maybe can create some mojo here for South Carolina. A 6, 7, and 8 is due up in the Gamecock quarter. It's led off by Lexi Winters. First pitch, she swings at foul territory. Yamas, the first baseman, moves over to make the grab, put 1 down.
Well, South Carolina has found some success in the 7th inning this season, outscoring opponents 28-5 in this inning. You're going to want to see that offense come to life right now if they want to walk this off. But they're going to have to get past the 5'6" freshman there in the circle, just throwing out zingers.
Chenio gets a strike past Heath. Amanda, a player that although she's 0 for 1 tonight with a walk. A player that could certainly change the outcome of this one with one swing of the bat. He's 6 homers this year. 3 of them have come in league play. She hit 2 in the road series at Oklahoma and then lifted 1 a couple weeks back here at home against Georgia. Ole Miss now sending out some new communication cards into the circle. An 0-1 count on Heath. The base is empty. Chenio deals, strike 2 called. Just as strong as Sam Grass has been tonight for South Carolina, Maila Chenio has been much of the same for Ole Miss. Her 0-2, off speed, lifted out center field. Under it, making the grab is Lansdale. The second out of the inning. That leaves it to Brooke Blankenship, South Carolina shortstop, who back in the second game of the season hit her first career out of the park homer. It walked off Virginia. Two-out pitch. Called strike 1 on the outer half. Chenio's 0-1 off the plate to even the count. Blankenship 0 for 1 tonight with a walk, but since league play started for South Carolina a couple weeks ago, she's been the Gamecocks' top bat against SEC competition, hitting .368 with a triple. 1-1, dives away, ball 2. She's also now drawn 5 walks in 10 conference games. The 2-1 doesn't sneak on the outside edge for ball 3. Defensively, Ole Miss has set standards. 3-1 toss upstairs, ball 4. Another free pass drawn by Blankenship. And Amanda, as strong as Maila Chenio's been tonight, with 6 strikeouts, now she has 6 walks to go with it.
Trying to be really careful, not allowing a free pass, but now she's got to close it out against a pinch hitter.
Emma Sellers, a senior, 4th year here at South Carolina. Close to 170 career games in the Garnet and Black. So far this year, just 1 extra base hit. That was a triple against Georgia 2 weekends ago. In her career, she's hit 2 long balls. Blankenship occupies first. 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. Chenio now at 100 pitches, and number 101 is a ball up and in. To Sellers, called a strike. That time, freshman was able to sneak it in the upper inside corner. One offering, drops in, a called strike 2.
Buchenio able to feel so comfortable in the circle. As just a freshman, she's 12-6 overall with her win-loss record here. She's been in these big moments.
Foul back, we'll see it again. Freshman pitcher against senior hitter. With Blankenship at first and 2 outs. Sellers fouls it off to stay alive. Buchenio fires the 1-2. Upstairs, Steve in the count. Amanda, you mentioned her pitching in some big moments this year. She's also used to pitching over long durations of time. 10 complete games coming into this one. That's among the nation's leaders. The 2-2. Once again, it's elevated and the count's full. Blankenship 3 for 5 on steals this year. As the 3-2 pitch to Sellers is swung through and missed. We are headed to extras. No score with Ole Miss in South Carolina after 7. Free softball on a Friday night to open up this SEC series as we head to the top of the 8th. No score with Ole Miss and South Carolina. Amanda, neither one of these two teams, much less, let's just call it, neither one of these two pitchers have been willing to give an inch either way.
Well, we knew that was going to be a storyline to follow. We talked about the big bats, but these pitchers have been elite. Sam Gress has been closing things out for the Gamecocks, had a big couple games in Baton Rouge, and then the freshman, Buchenio, one of the national leaders in strikeouts. See who cracks first, and the pitchers can continue to close out an entire game.
Right in front of the plate goes Butte. The throw to first will not be in time. It's held a bit high for Shelton to try to bring it in. And typically, the power bat switches it up and plays small ball and gives Ole Miss a base runner here to begin the 8th.
You have to find different ways to win in the SEC because everybody can take away your strengths, target your weaknesses. But Butte with a beautiful bunt, getting safely to first.
Her first hit of the night. 7th overall for Ole Miss. They put some speed on the bases with Addison Duke, freshman out of Arizona. She's 2 for 3 on steals this year. She appeared in all 3 games last weekend in Missouri as a runner. Gress look to work on a pinch hitter here. No, rather, that's Benford, the DP. A big swing out of play. Certainly got to put some nervousness in the mind of the Gamecocks to try and attack her the same way there.
That ball hits the barrel just a little bit further in, and that's out of here.
Benford's got 5 homers this year. 17 total extra base hits. Gress's 0-1 pitch drops low to even the count. One off speed, doesn't work its way into the zone, according to home plate umpire Jacob Aggie.
We've seen that off speed several times, and it's been able to draw that strike.
The Rebels are 0-4 this season in extras. The Gamecocks 2-0 themselves. Second time for both teams that they've been in extra innings in conference play. With Duke at first and no outs, the 2-1. Benford lays a bunt, back to the circle. Gress collects, throws to first for the out. And that moves Duke into scoring position with one down here in the 8th.
Nice bunt to advance Ole Miss.
Brings up Percy Yamas, first baseman for Ole Miss, 1 for 3 tonight. Player who's really performed well, not just overall this season, but especially in league play. She's driven in 7 runs for the Rebels in 9 conference games, 35 total this season in the freshman campaign. 1-out pitch from Gress. Strike comes across.
You just wonder how much more Sam Gress can go, and she keeps surprising us.
The 0-1 upstairs to even the count. The 1-1. Yamas in the air to left. Sellers under it. 2 away.
South Carolina adding an out, but they still have that scoring threat.
Addison Duke stands at second base. She came in as a substitution after Claire Butte laid down a surprise bunt from a power-hitting 2-hole hitter that she reached safely on for the single. Follow that up, Benford, after ripping the first pitch she saw out of the ballpark, but just in foul territory, responded by laying down a sacrifice bunt to advance Duke. Now South Carolina, after 106 pitches tonight and 7 strikeouts through 7 2/3 innings of work, they'll call on a new pitcher in relief of Sam Gress.
I'm Coach Chastain Woodard. I couldn't have asked more from Sam Gress, the senior, coming in here. A shutout in her head as she'll hand off the ball.
We're here in the top of the 8th. Ole Miss has the go-ahead run in scoring position. And a new Gamecock pitcher will step in when we return. New pitcher in the circle here for South Carolina in extras is Jory Hurd. The junior Illinois native makes her 25th appearance of the season. A 2.56 ERA for the returning Gamecock, one of just a few that's back on this team from the 2024 season. But Amanda, a lot of velocity here from Hurd that's proved effective this year with 72 strikeouts.
Yeah, there's going to be some zip to her, especially after we saw Sam Gress pitch over 7 innings of work. Jory Hurd's going to come in here with that changeup, the drop curve. We'll see a few different things from her, but that speed is dangerous.
Lexi Brady at the plate for Ole Miss. Go-ahead run in scoring position for the Rebels. For their top hitter, she lines this one up the air in the middle. Lelio charges in, though, to make the grab and end the inning. Ole Miss strands one in scoring position. We go to the bottom of the 8th, and we come back. South Carolina's 2-0 in extra innings this season, as they head to the bottom of the 8th after Jory Hurd came in relief of Sam Gress. Took her just 1 pitch to get out of the top of the 8th as she stranded an Ole Miss runner at second base. Just as the Gamecocks sent their starter out for the 8th inning, so do the Rebels. Miley Wachenio back in the circle for Ole Miss. She's been efficient tonight, but has dealt with some command issues at times. 7 strikeouts, but 6 walks. But if you're the Gamecocks, you're in the exact position you want to be in terms of where the lineup is. Top of the order, Quincy Lelio at the plate to lead it off, Amanda.
Well, they had this look before, too, when Quincy Lelio was leading off in a previous inning, and they couldn't capitalize on it. Now's the time.
Gamecocks tonight have stranded 6 runners, including 4 in scoring position. Lelio's last time up in the 6th. She drew a leadoff walk, worked her way around the base paths. But on a base hit from Ella Chansey to right field, Lelio trying to score from second was thrown out at home. We begin the bottom of the 8th. First pitch is called a strike on the outside edge.
Wachenio second in the SEC in strikeouts per 7 innings, just under that 10K mark. We've seen that side of her today.
Lelio, though, one of the toughest to strike out in the country. She's only gone down 4 times and over 100 at-bats. She's down to the count here, 0-2. A batter that's reached 3 times against Wachenio. A pair of walks and a base hit. The 0-2. Grounded foul to the right side. Defensively, Ole Miss playing Lelio as usual. As the Rebels look to get their first win in extra innings this season. Once again, the 0-2. Golfed into left. Hone's there. 1 away. One down for Carly Shelton, Gamecocks second baseman. 1 for 3 tonight. Player that co-leads the SEC in doubles with 13 this year to go along with 3 homers. The off-speed 1-out toss stays up from Wachenio. .339 on the year. Shelton's ahead 2-0. Base is clear with 1 out in the bottom of the 8th inning. And a 3-0 count to Shelton. Miley Wachenio already a season high with 6 walks here tonight. Previous, she had walked 4 2 weeks ago at Kentucky. She goes to pitch high to Shelton. This is the top of the zone. Wachenio really wanted that one, as did head coach Jamie Traskell. You can see the look from her. Really thought her freshman pitcher and worked the top of the zone there.
She's been able to find the zone quite often, but like you talked about, Kate, these walks putting a little bit of pressure on the defense.
7th walk of the night from Wachenio. 1 aboard for Ariana Rhodey. 0 for 2 tonight with a walk. The on-base streak extends to 28 games for the junior out of Rhode Island. 1-0 off the plate, it's ball 2.
She's already 6th in the South Carolina program with those 11 home runs. Wants to add on to that, now would be a nice time.
A career that has spanned 125 games for Ariana Rhodey. He has a lifetime .339 average to go along with 15 doubles, 38 homers, and north of 100 runs driven in. Ever since she stepped foot as a freshman onto the campus up at Charlotte for head coach Asher Chastain Woodard, has just been an immediate production, power-producing bat for South Carolina. Came over with the head coach when they made the move over the summer. But with a 2-0 count on Rhodey, we're going to see a circle conversation here for Ole Miss. Pitching coach Nancy Evans makes her way out to the circle.
Evans won 3 national titles with Arizona. She's someone that you could learn a lot from.
Yeah, she's got her jersey retired for the Wildcats. Number 13 hanging on the outfield wall there in Tucson. Meanwhile, Coach Traxel talking things over with the infield as they try to stay in this game. They've got Carly Shelton to work around at first. She reached on a 1-out walk a moment ago. And one of the SEC's top home run hitters at the plate, and Ariana Rhodey. Machenio here tonight working in extras. Something she's done a couple times this year. Season high dealt 9 2/3 at Southern Miss in early February, where she struck out 19 batters that night against the Golden Eagles. 2-0 skips into Rhodey. It's ball 3.
South Carolina searching for their first win over Ole Miss in Columbia since 2019. That's when Chastain Woodard was on staff with Ole Miss.
Gamecocks looking to break through here in the 8th. And back-to-back walks will put the game-winning run into scoring position.
This game kind of reminded me of the vibe it kind of felt like for LSU in that doubleheader. They had a couple walks, a couple hit-by pitches that really sparked the offense. It wasn't all the big bats that helped them win it. Just finding different ways to win.
South Carolina going to sub in a runner here. Nia McKnight, one of the top speed threats on the Gamecocks roster, according to head coach Chastain Woodard, a freshman from Loganville, Georgia. It's her 22nd appearance of the season.
And Shay Anderson will come in for Rhodey, first base as well. So we've got some speedsters on the bags.
Each of the first times that both Shelton and Rhodey have been subbed out. So if this game were to continue into the 9th, we could see them both return. You would expect them to both return as well. So with now McKnight at second and Shay Anderson at first, we have 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning, after Miley Machenio just walked her 8th batter of the night, more than doubling her previous career high in walks. That brings up Ella Chansey, Gamecock third baseman. Last time she was at the plate was in the 6th. Singled to right on a play that saw Quincy Lelio get thrown out at home. 2 on, 1 out in the pitch. Chansey takes a strike. Low one inside to even the count. The 1-1. Called strike 2 on the inner corner. Two on, 1 down. The 1-2 pitch is off the plate to even the count. South Carolina's a perfect 2-0 in extra innings this season. The 2-2 to Chansey. Up and in, ball 3. Game-winning run at second base. And Nia McKnight came in as a substitute runner for Carly Shelton, who drew a walk. And got Shea Anderson, who did the same after Ariana Rohde drew a free pass. Speaking of free passes, Chansey draws the third consecutive dealt by Huachenio in the ninth of the night to load him up with one out.
Huachenio, known for her strikeouts, which we've seen a handful of, but hasn't been able to take full control of that strike zone today when it comes to getting these free passes. South Carolina taking advantage, their patience in the box, loading the bases and extras.
Brings in Abigail Knight for the Gamecocks in this loaded up situation. Knight this season with the bases loaded is hitting a team best .571 on the year. She's 4 for 7 in these spots. One out pitch is outside, ball one.
Just having that cushion of having only one out allows you to have different options when it comes to the offensive play you want to make.
Knight shows bunt. Vacancy sign turned off on the base pass. Pulls it back, so pitch missed up, ball two. The Gamecocks have been held just 3 hits all night, but after 3 consecutive walks from Miley Huachenio, they have a chance here in the 8th. Upstairs, ball 3. Beaconsfield starting to stand to their feet here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Bases loaded, the 3-0 is inside, ball 4. Abigail Knight puts the walk-in walk-off as South Carolina takes down Ole Miss in extras, 1-0.
A shutout performance. Props to Sam Grass for starting this one out over 7 innings pitched, putting up some big Ks to hold off this Ole Miss big bad offense. South Carolina with a shutout win.
4 one-out walks consecutively here in the bottom of the 8th. Gives South Carolina their 4th walk-off win of the season. And Amanda, they take the first game in this 3-game set.
Great way to set the tone in this